I made a supersized sauce it or toss it because Gita would be
Okay.
Arash, you got the gumption to stick it through sauce it or toss it?
Let's go. This is my Jordan. I ate a bad pizza in Utah, but told everyone it's the flu game.
All right. I'll start with an easy one. Arash, sauce it or toss it. On the subject of Untouchables, a Bo Horvat extension in Vancouver.
Oh, tossing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think when I joined the podcast, I was like one of the first things I really ever talked about was if you're Bo Horvat and you're turning 28 and you're a UFA, like why? Like give me the reason. Why are you staying in Vancouver? Like, let me ask you. Ryan, Gita, you guys are now the specters of Bo Horvat. Why are you staying in Vancouver? You've made the playoffs twice. You've made the playoffs twice, and why do you want to stay here?
Well, he's got a young, growing family, and his modest home on the west side of Vancouver probably cost 10 times what one would cost anywhere else in North America. And he just doesn't want to, wants to spend as much money as possible to live in a city he doesn't really like that much.
Do you want to know what's really nice this time of year?
What?
Denver.
Yeah, because on the flip side, this is a guy from Southern Ontario. That's where his family is. I assume that's where his wife's family is. He has a young family. I'm sure they have very nice homes over there, too.
Yeah, I'm sure in Ontario.
For a fraction of the price. Well, I mean, he's not going to Toronto. I mean, unless he's going to Toronto.
I don't know. But, yeah, I would just toss it just because people are like, oh no, we're like, people speak as if they have, the ability to force Bo Horvat to sign a contract to extend with the Vancouver Canucks. They speak.
You're touchable. You're so touchable.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, we're gonna sign Bo. It's like, why? Why would he sign with you? Oh no, he's gonna sign. No, you understand that he needs to be okay with signing that contract. Oh no, he will.
I want to know who these people are that you're talking to who are so naive.
They're waiting on the switchboard.
Real question to the both of you. Would you sign in Vancouver if you weren't actually from here?
I would sign here if I was like 34, 35. I've won a cup and I want to get paid like 20% more than what I'm actually worth. Yeah.
But this place doesn't have that money to pay you 20% more.
They'll find it.
They refuse to let go of anybody else. So you're going to just have a team of like highly overpaid Riley Stillmans and Brock Bessers.
Gita, they're going to buy out Quinn Hughes to find the me money.
Oh yeah. That's fair.
Because I'm the character. I'm the moose bouche of the entire dinner. I set the tone.
And you have more experience winning than anyone else on this team. So
exactly.
You're bringing intangibles. You're one Stanley Cup ring because you ain't getting another one.
Oh, Jay Beagle, you wonderful man.
Speaking of intangibles with one Stanley Cup ring, Gita, sauce it or toss it. I forgot Tanner Pearson existed.
Who? I guess you toss it.
You don't remember?
No? Oh, is he still on this team?
When they kind of announced that he was coming, I don't think he's coming back or that
he never left.
Like somebody mentioned him, and I'm like, oh yeah, him.
He's like a warm body.
Exactly.
Do you guys remember the Tanner Pearson tree?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have listened to that.
Oh, Ryan. Oh, Ryan.
Speaking of Tanner Pearson trees, Arash, sauce it or toss it. Patrick Elvine's after-hours appearance was a masterclass in public relations.
Yeah, I'll sauce it because listen, they know what they're doing. They're giving nothing, which is, I understand that, but you also, it would be really great if just once, like they don't have to do this every time they come out, but just once, like we go back to the Jeff Gordon letter in New York, you need to come out once and set the standard for all the moves going forward so that the fan base knows in relation to that standard, how good certain moves are that you're making. The moves that they're making just seem like a little sporadic and random, and I'm waiting for the picture to kind of load in from my dial-up so it can make sense and I can tell.
You left it overnight to download it. It's still pixelated.
Oh man, I love Neopets. Oh, sick. The giant omelet.
Gita, sauce it or toss it. It is the holiday season, and I am listening to my fair share of Christmas music. The Shore or the Breeze or whatever it is, 104.3. Sauce it or toss it, Gita. Baby, It's Cold Outside is a weird, weird song.
Yeah, you gotta toss it. It's a bit rapey and outdated.
Exactly. Yeah. One more for you, Gita. Sauce it or toss it. I watched the Canucks play the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday night.
I sure did. Toss it. I wish I hadn't. I at least watched the first 2 periods for sure, but it definitely put me to sleep on the couch.
I turned it off after the first period to watch the 2005 or 6 Ryan Reynolds Christmas
Just
film,
Friends.
Just
So
Friends.
good.
Oh.
Such a good.
Very, it's on Crave, fell through the cracks. Very funny movie. Anna Faris, fantastic.
Amazing movie. And I am getting so tired of telling my dad that there's a Canucks game that I'm because he's 76 now. I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking, do I just tell my dad, do I not tell my dad there's a Canucks game on the TV?
He'll figure it out.
No, he'll be like, oh yes, the Penguins are playing the Capitals. Okay, nice. I'm like, don't go to Sportsnet West. Don't go to Sportsnet West. Don't go to Sportsnet West. You know? He can just watch some okay hockey and he'll be like, oh, that... what's his name? Brian Rust. He's okay. You know, like, oh great. He's got Brian Rust to look up to. Fantastic.
Arash, sauce it or toss it. Metro Vancouver as a whole, their response to snow, which is shut down and wait for it to melt.
Sauce it, because if you don't, I was talking to Katie about this. There's 2 types of people in Vancouver that when snow happens, this is what they do. You either have the people who are ultra conservative, which is totally fine because we all need to just get there at some point. And then you have the mixture of people who are like, I have my N, and bringing it back to the Maserati in North Vancouver, driving a Maserati and thinking like, I've paid money for this mega car, so this mega car is a mega car, and it'll just be mega because it's a Maserati, right? And so what'll end up happening is these crazy cars, they'll drive like dumbasses, crash and burn out and get stuck at the bottom of the turn or the whatever it is going up the cut in Mountain Highway, and then the slow cars are going slow. So it's just this perfect storm of like slow cars going slow, even slower because the kid who was trying to watch, I don't know.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he was he was vaping really hard in his parents' Maserati watching Rick and Morty, trying to be like Pickle Rick or whatever the fuck. And then he crashed his car.
So you're saucing.
I'm saucing it. Just stay home. Just stay home. If you don't get your Christmas presents, that's fine. Just tell them there was 1 centimeter of snow. I couldn't go outside.
That's fair.
Gita, sauce it or toss it. The NHL Winter Classic, which is coming up in a few weeks.
Toss it. It's getting a little redundant.
Yeah.
They're never marquee matchups. Is there even a sexy NHL matchup out there that we all must clamor to watch?
Oh.
Yeah. No, not really.
Yeah, the Battle of Alberta's dead.
Yeah.
That's next year.
Toronto, Boston, maybe.
Yeah.
Arizona, and then the rec league that has the pass to the Arizona arena.
So you're saying literally everyone but Vancouver will ever have a Winter Classic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a sauce it or toss it last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're never getting another one, and they're never playing in another one. Not for 10 years. And then by that time, we'll be too old to want to sit in a stadium for a hockey game. It's just so
I
far away.
We got to sit in a cold open air stadium with our mid to late 30s arthritis. Get out of town, pal.
It's not even totally open air. It's still kind of a dome. So
But they should close that. It'd be a little more comfortable.
yeah.
Get a sauce it or toss
Okay.
it. Team Canada participating in the 2023 World Junior Hockey Championship.
Oh, that's a tough one. Because we have nothing going on for 2 weeks. But also toss it because that organization has shown its corruption right now. Mm-hmm. And they should not be rewarded.
Oh,
yeah. It seems like every Tuesday, a 50 tweet thread from Rick Westhead comes out, and you're just like, oh
God, stop. Just fucking stop. Like,
Yeah.
oh, God, why is it so hard for you to just be like, to take the phrase boys will be boys and just blast it into the ether?
It's not boys will be boys. What they did was criminal.
Yeah, criminals will be criminals.
Yes. That should be the phrase. Arash, sauce it or toss it. Canucks tickets for Christmas.
Oh, God. Well, as my voice is about to go out, this is tough because I understand how much of a privilege it is to go to games. But you know what? I'll be honest. At this juncture, it should not be this much of a privilege to go to a Canucks game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you should be like, stop hawking merch at us all the time with so many variants of jerseys and specialty nights and all this stuff. I would say, listen, if you've gotten tickets or you have tickets, don't just toss them out. Give them to people who might not be able to go to games as much as the other person. Because that experience, whether you're a hardcore fan, a regular fan, or just like, heck, even a kid, like, you don't need to be a dude who, don't need to be a 12-year-old who's being like, Daddy, tell me what Connor Garland's Fenwick is. You don't have to be like that. It's a tough balance. But I personally, I don't think I would have the mustered energy to go. Because I would just be the Florida game I went to, and it was, I've never left a game, and that was the first game I left with our friend of the show, Matt Kerr, and we got sushi, and then we beat the traffic, and I'm like, why don't I do this every time?
You gotta be there. You gotta support the team. You gotta be there for 3 stars.
Oh, come on. Oh, hey, no, remember, remember the greatest, as I wrap up here, the greatest Canucks take of all time, guys. If you have a Canucks jersey, or you have the word Canucks anywhere in your house, or you've said the word Canucks, or you've tweeted it, or you've even used the letter C, you're part of the problem. You need to boycott the Canucks 110 million % so that no one ever goes to a game. No one ever is going to a game, and then the Aquilini sell the thing, and then we can get someone real in here.
Was this a call? This is a post game show on 650.
No, this was someone on Twitter that once said this. They politely and graciously got roasted for it, but no, actually, the irony was it was someone on Twitter whom has the word Canucks in their name. Mm-hmm. And then they were critiquing people.
They're the fault.
And they were critiquing people for using the Canucks brand too much and supporting them. And I was like, no, undo. Subscribe to Twitter Blue so you can edit your tweet. Subscribe to Twitter Blue. Edit your tweet.
Hey, our Pucks on Net Twitter Blue has expired, so we're no longer part of the problem.
Thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Get a sauce or toss it. Winnipeg Jets making the Western Conference Final.
Sauce it.
Saw them on Saturday.
Sauce it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good.
That team has managed to figure its shit out.
Yeah. And they made a couple of big, maybe controversial decisions, and it seems to have paid off just fine.
Yeah, they seem like they found the right coach for that situation. They took the C off some people. I mean, they took like leadership, like official leadership away from certain people, and I feel like there might have been a culture change, and that was always a good team. And you just had to like scratch your head at what their struggles were.
Absolutely. And we don't want to bring every single moment on this podcast back to the Canucks, but it's like, well, if the Jets could do that and, do something different, why can't this team?
Oh no, because this collection of players has been around for a long time, and that's part of the problem. This is not a good team. The unfortunate thing is they like string 3 wins in a row together, and then I guess ownership is like, no, we're good, playoff bound.
It's fine. Somebody in the Pucksnet Discord was like, they're gonna win. They're gonna beat they're gonna beat the St. Louis Blues. They'll beat the Kraken or beat the Kraken or the Oilers this week. Go into Christmas at being 500, and then the prognosticators and the discourse will be like, well, it's a 500 team going, anything can happen. Speaking of anything that can happen, a rash, sauce it or toss it. Ryan Reeves, clean hits.
Oh, we're talking about the Ryan Reeves hit?
Yeah. Sauce it or toss it.
I like Ryan.
Clean hits.
Yeah, he crosses the line sometimes, but he also dressed up as Santa Claus with Kirill Kaprizov being an elf. So I think everyone is good. I think we're all good. I think everyone is a good baseline.
And Geet, I'll give you the last one for sauce it or toss it. John Tortorella is doing exactly what's expected of him.
Sauce it in that case, because he does not do anything different. He is not outside the box. He has a box and he continues to coach within it.
I saw a Sean Avery podcast quote pop up in my algorithm, and he's like, by Christmas he'll scratch Kevin Hayes, who's like their best player, and it's what he does, and that's what he's gonna do. And I'm like, sure enough, this week that's what he does. And you're like, Jesus, it seems like he does this everywhere he goes.